Welcome to another story made by Oracle 1. Series name, The Last Duelist. Episode 1. Marked by the blade. The man woke up bleeding, and couldn't remember why. The sand beneath him was black. Not darkened, not stained. Black, like ash that had forgotten fire. He lay there for a long moment, staring at the sky above, a pale, colorless void with no sun, no clouds, no sense of time. Just an endless ceiling pressing down on him. His fingers twitched. Then his hand moved. Then pain followed. A sharp, immediate clarity shot through his body, dragging him fully into awareness. His ribs screamed. His shoulder throbbed. His knuckles were split open. He pushed himself upright, and that's when he saw the blade. It lay beside him, half buried in the black sand. Simple. Steel. Unremarkable, except for one thing. His name was carved into it. He stared. The letters were clean, deliberate, etched deep into the metal. But they meant nothing to him. Because he didn't know that name. No, he whispered, his voice dry and unfamiliar. He picked up the sword slowly, turning it in his hand. The name stared back at him. And it felt wrong, like wearing someone else's skin. A bell rang. Not loud, not distant, but final. The sound didn't echo, it settled, sinking into the arena like a command that could not be ignored. The man turned. The arena stretched endlessly around him, circular and enclosed by towering walls of pale stone. The stands were filled. Thousands of figures sat in silence, watching. Their faces were blurred, not hidden, not shadowed. Just impossible to focus on. Like reflections in rippling water. Another one wakes. The voice came from everywhere. Smooth, ancient, amused. Tell me, it continued, what have you forgotten this time? The man tightened his grip on the sword. Who are you? A pause. Then, laughter. Oh, I do enjoy the fresh ones. A shape flickered at the center of the arena. At first, it was nothing. Then it was a shadow. Then it was a man. Tall, thin, perfectly still. His feet didn't touch the ground. Welcome, the figure said, bowing slightly, to the arena of names. The man said nothing. He couldn't. Because something inside him had just realized. That wasn't the first time he'd heard those words. Step forward. The command came with weight. The man hesitated. His body didn't. He walked. Each step deliberate, as if guided by something deeper than thought. The ghost watched him with quiet interest. You've lost something, the ghost said. That much is clear. The man stopped a few feet away. I've lost everything. Not everything, the ghost corrected. You still have the blade. The man glanced down. The name carved into the steel felt heavier now. Is it mine? He asked. The ghost smiled. Was. A flicker of anger sparked in his chest. What does that mean? It means, the ghost said, circling him slowly, you've already lost at least once. The words landed harder than any blow. Lost. And with it, a memory. The man's breath slowed. What did I lose? The ghost leaned in, close enough that the air grew cold. Something you're about to miss. Another bell rang. This time, the sand shifted. The ground trembled as something rose from the opposite side of the arena. A figure. Armored. Tall. Carrying a blade far larger than necessary. Its edge gleamed with a faint, unnatural glow. The man felt it immediately. Danger. Real. Immediate. This is how it works, the ghost said casually, stepping back. You fight. You win, you keep what remains of yourself. And if I lose? The ghost's smile widened. You forget. The man's grip tightened. How much? The ghost tilted its head. That depends on how badly you fail. The armored opponent stepped forward. Each movement heavy, deliberate. Its helmet hid its face completely. No eyes. No expression. Just silence. The man raised his sword. It felt familiar. Not comfortable. Not safe. But known. Like something his body remembered, even if his mind did not. Begin. The first strike came fast. Too fast. The man barely reacted in time, steel crashing against steel as the impact sent a shock through his arms. He staggered back, boots dragging through black sand. The opponent didn't pause. Another strike. Then another. Relentless. Precise. The man moved on instinct. Block. Step. Turn. Barely holding on. You're slower, the ghost observed from the sidelines. You've lost more than just a name. The man gritted his teeth. Each clash of blades felt heavier. Not just physically. Something was slipping. Every movement he made felt slightly delayed, as if he were remembering how to fight a fraction too late. The opponent pressed forward. A heavy swing. The man ducked. Too slow. The blade clipped his shoulder. Pain exploded. And with it, a flicker. A memory. Gone. Just gone. The man staggered, disoriented. What was that? The ghost's voice was calm. Interest. The realization hit harder than the wound. Every strike, every mistake, cost him something, and he didn't even know what he was losing. The opponent advanced again. No hesitation. No mercy. The man's breath came faster now. Panic creeping in. Not fear of death. Fear of erasure. Another strike. He parried. Barely. His grip slipped. Another flicker. Another loss. This time, he felt it. Not what was lost, but the space it left behind. A hollow. A piece of himself carved out. The crowd leaned forward. Silent. Hungry. No more, he muttered. Something inside him shifted. Not a memory. Something deeper. Instinct. Refusal. The next strike came. He didn't block it. He stepped into it. The blade grazed his side. Pain flared. But he was already moving. Closer. Inside the opponent's reach. His sword moved without thought. A single, precise motion. Upward. Through the gap in the armor. The opponent froze. For a moment, everything stopped. Then, it collapsed. Dust. Nothing but dust. Silence. Then, the bell rang. The man stood there, breathing hard, blood dripping from his side. Alive. Still himself. As much as he could be. The ghost clapped slowly. Better, it said. You adapt quickly. The man didn't respond. He couldn't. Because something was wrong. The sand around the fallen opponent was moving, shifting, reforming. The dust pulled itself together. Not into the same shape. Into something new. Another fighter. Another opponent. Stronger. Faster. The ghost smiled. Did you think it was just one? The man looked down at his blade. At the name carved into it. Still unfamiliar. Still wrong. But now, it felt like a challenge. If I win, he said, his voice steadier now, I get it back. The ghost tilted its head. Perhaps. The man raised the sword. Facing the next opponent. Then I won't lose. The ghost's smile deepened. They all say that. As the second opponent charged. A voice echoed faintly through the arena. Not from the ghost. Not from the crowd. From somewhere beyond. Soft. Familiar. You promised? The man froze for half a second. The words hit something deep. Something buried. Don't forget me. His grip tightened. His heart pounded. Who? The opponent's blade came down. He barely blocked in time. But the moment was gone. The voice vanished. Like it had never been there. The ghost watched him closely now. Interested. Very interested. Ah, it murmured. So there's still something left to take. The man's jaw clenched. He didn't know who that voice belonged to. Didn't know why it mattered. But one thing was certain. He couldn't afford to lose it. High above the arena, beyond the blurred faces of the crowd, a single figure stood where no one else could see. Watching. Waiting. A girl. Her eyes locked on the man below. Tears in her eyes. You're still fighting, she whispered. Her voice trembled. But you don't remember why. She stepped forward, only to be stopped by invisible force. The arena rejected her, as it always did. Her hands clenched. Just a little longer, she said softly. Please, just a little longer. Below, the man raised his sword again. Bloodied, breathing hard, forgetting, but still fighting. The second opponent struck. The arena roared in silence. And the blade with the stolen name felt heavier than ever. For more stories, like and subscribe.